Hello, that's us, your sweaty and prepubescent hosts, this week looking at wet, hot American summer. Beth, a pleasure as always. What's the crack?
It is summer.
Right?
It's funny, I like
Heating
write
up.
notes. I know it is. It's actually we're having normally it would be like in the hundreds by now, but yeah, we're having it's cloudy in the mornings. It's coming up from the what they call the June gloom
Sure.
from from the San Diego marine
We
layer.
we've been having record-breaking heat in this country. Like in Paris, is like was the hottest place on the planet or something like that recently. It's
Or
kind of insane.
yeah, like highest, heat day, what in record
Yeah.
of whatever time frame they're looking at.
Hooray.
So I make little notes so I have stuff to talk about. And I wrote down, my dog just gets cuter. But actually, I woke up this morning and I walked out, Mike was already up, and he's like, there's dog vomit all over the living room. So she's cuter, but also just as annoyingly uh amazing as always.
Yeah.
Just that I'm like, you can't even because we call her Food Beard the pirate because she like gets wet food in the morning and somehow she just like rubs her whole little
Sure.
like doggy beard all up in there, no matter. And then she lets herself in and out of the back door. So there's this like dog smear at dog level of just like old gross food that's, I gotta go and wipe it every so often. Anyways, yeah, it's summer, so we're just kind of having fun and doing stuff. Kids with beach today with camp. I'm
Nice.
super jealous. Um, so I have an older sister. She's 4 years older than me. So I always have this like need to please.
Sure.
And I was talking to her because I was like, oh yeah, your son, my nephew, is listening to the podcast. She was like, oh my God. She's like, I'm totally listening. And she was like, it's so good. She's like, the format is so good.
Awesome.
So she said, and I was like, oh, my older sister, my big sister thinks we're doing a good job. So, um, so she's like, yeah, you guys aren't just like talking about, whatever, which like we
Sure.
do half of the, you know,
Yeah.
for those who listen and love us, like half of what we talk about is just like whatever we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And then if you're lucky, then you get a little movie action thrown in there. But there is a format and she likes it. And she's like, I learned things. So
No, wow, okay, nice.
I
Wow,
know.
I never thought that would be a note that we would get,
I
but
know.
I'll
I
take it.
know. So here we are.
Uh,
Teachers.
Love it. That rocks. Yeah, so have you been up to anything else since last we spoke? I can't remember whether you were
I started watching Stranger Things with my 11-year-old.
first time watching it.
For her, yeah.
Okay, how's she
Yeah.
find that?
So she's like digging it so hard. It's like, but my youngest is 9. He's just like, absolutely not.
Yeah, I
Absolutely
get it.
not. He's like, I've heard about the Demogorgons. I'm not into that. I was like,
Sure.
that's fair. But she is like super, super into it. And, it's like, it's not that. I'm like doing a rewatch and I'm like, it's not that scary
No, I don't think
necessarily.
it's. I mean, because it's meant to be like family friendly, but like there are
Yeah.
still some like creepy looking stuff, and there's.
Yeah.
I've yet to watch the final season of that show. I don't know whether I can be bothered or not. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's kind of because now I'm doing a rewatch of it, and like I'll rewatch this like The Sopranos
Sure.
maybe every 3 years if I like
Wow.
nothing's on, and I'm
Yeah.
like, and I've done a rewatch. I've probably done two rewatches of Game of Thrones. Like those kind of hold up really well, and I would say Stranger Things like I could just that could have just gone
Sure, sure, sure.
into the
The
ether,
memory
and that would have
banks.
been
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I
but
think,
yeah.
yeah. The only show that I've really done it because I don't really tend to like rewatching or like rereading or anything like that, except with comics maybe. But like,
Mhm.
is Deadwood, which I've watched a handful of times because
Yeah,
I fucking love that show.
yeah.
It's quite short. It's only like three fairly short seasons, which is perfect. And a movie, of course, now. Um,
What's the crack with you?
so nothing too exciting, but since last we spoke, I've seen count them two movies.
Ooh.
First one I saw was The Furious, which I was quite excited about. It was so it's
Is that
like
another like Fast and the Furious?
no, that's what people keep thinking. That's way better than that. It's a I mean, like, I like those movies just fine, but it's like a martial arts movie, I believe Hong
Ooh,
Kong based. But like most of
England.
the characters are speaking like English. Which is I was kind of like I thought I was like, is this a dub? But then like other characters aren't speaking English, so it's like it's kind of it's odd. Um,
Hmm.
Essentially about like a mute man whose daughter gets kidnapped by this gang and he meets this other guy whose wife has went missing when investigating this gang, and they're both obviously incredible martial artists and team up to basically take this kind of ring down. And it's like fun, and it's like it's because what I'm looking for in those films is like top rate kind of action fight choreography, and it really delivers in
Absolutely.
spades on that. I
Yep.
really enjoyed it. Like I think that like it's so odd because I feel like I have such high standards when it comes to these movies. Like I think The Raid is a masterpiece. I don't think anything's going to surpass it in my eyes. And I had high hopes for this to be the kind of one that was up there. And although I thought it was excellent, I just don't quite think it's upper echelon
I
martial
will
arts movies.
say we are lucky that we have access to like some really good martial arts, like kung fu
Yeah.
movies. We should do a month of those.
Oh hell yeah, I'd be well up for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The other thing I saw, which is Supergirl.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Was Crypto in it?
Crypto is it heavily in it? Well, he isn't. He isn't. He's kind of like motivation for the kind of like main plot. Essentially, he gets poisoned. The poison's going to kill him in 3 days, and Supergirl has to like get the antidote. Essentially,
Okay.
um, and like I think, God, I hate. There's a few movies recently. Disclosure Day, I talked about this a little bit for, and this where it's like it's online discourse around movies is the fucking worst. It's awful now. It's all the absolute pits. And like so many guys, clearly like sexist, misogynist people just like, having a problem with the actress and like saying that she's not good looking. She's beautiful. It's insane, but she's like I think for me it was like the problem is like if it had been like a real kind of like top tier, really wonderful superhero movie that would have like blasted all this away. Unfortunately, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it fine, but it's just like it's not doing anything spectacular. She's fantastic in it. She's really good in it. I just think that like I don't know, the story doesn't progress in an interesting way. The villain's kind of boring. It has problems, but like I think there's enough good stuff in there that like I enjoyed it. I just think that like yeah, it's just such a shame it is bombing so hard. I don't think it deserves it.
Part of me is thinking as you're saying this, and I'm just like, okay, like that plot line is like the first 10 minutes of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Sure,
That's it, right? But they stretched it out over an hour and a half, 2 hours.
that's true. I think
So
yeah, that's what. But I mean, even like in fairness, like that is also the plot for John Wick, essentially. Except rather than his dog,
yeah,
his dog just gets killed and he's all right, and he's like, all these motherfuckers are gonna die.
yeah.
So yeah,
But it's just
yeah,
like finding the antidote. Okay, got it.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like that's
I,
there should
I,
be more meat in
I'm
the
100%. And
story.
I think it is
Okay.
very kind of like, that is so typical of kind of a lot of kind of modern action movies, which is like the plot is a fairly thin way to hop from action set piece to action set piece.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So again, I'm sad that it is bombing as hard as it is. I feel like it's worth, I think more people should be seeing it than they are, but it's just how the movies are these days. So who knows?
Hmm.
Hmm. So yeah,
Hmm.
but that's all I've really been doing. Beth, do you have any what's occurring for us?
I do. So, I don't know if I should bless you.
Thank you.
If you sneeze 3 times, you get to make a wish.
Yeah.
So should I talk about your band name?
Do I know
The
what? Oh, though,
you're
yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
We talked about
So
them in the podcast before.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay. So I'm gonna just say our fan Christmas Boys
sure.
wrote in. Uh so I'm just gonna read this verbatim-ish and insert my whatever. So, hi Beth, I was watching Flashdance the other night for the first time, and I never realized that it's absolute garbage. More importantly, I never realized that Leaving from Fear is in it. So here's my suggestion. There should be a punk icon season.
Okay.
And I like that actually. Crybaby with Iggy Pop,
Oh, yes, he sent me this.
Flashdance with Leaving, The Chase with Henry Rollins, and then Scrooge with David Johansen. Scrooge we've already done, but that was like I don't know. We could do that.
I'm sure we could find something else as well. Like there.
Yeah. And that would lead nicely into Christmas season, holiday
Yes.
or yeah, winter holiday season. Okay, and then I should also mention that Andy said he's up for this, but wanted to include Morbius. So
No,
his favorite punk singer, Jared Leto, could be
no.
in this season. And that would lead him to another season he wants to do, which is the non-Spider-Man Spider-Verse, Morbius, Madam Web, Venom, Craven the Hunter. He says he loves all those movies.
He's been pushing this agenda with me as well, and it's not
Yeah,
going to happen. We're not doing
no.
a. I'm not watching any of those movies again. I've seen them all,
Yeah,
and I have no desire to watch a single one of them again.
I
So
knew
it's
it. I
a.
was like, because I know you, and I read that, and I was like, this is all bullshit to push your
It is.
buttons. But I
It
love
is.
doing that too, so I was like, I'm gonna read that on pod.
It's fair.
So thanks, Christmas boys. And
Yeah, we will likely do your punk icons idea. We will not be
well,
doing your
I was just
non-Spider-Man
like,
idea.
I can't even do Jared Leto. And I told him, I was like, this, and I'm of like the no, or my so-called life era,
Yes.
you know, like, and I told him this, like, my memory of that show is like Jared Leto staring at the camera and like leaning on stuff really well.
Yeah.
And my mother like hated that show, and I was only allowed to watch like TV on the weekends.
Okay.
But weekends was for her Friday and Saturday. So Friday I didn't even get a full day of like whatever I wanted. But so I had to like negotiate for like Thursday night or whatever the show. And she would get so mad. And she would like vacuum around me as I was like trying to watch this 30-minute like Jared Leto, Claire Danes show.
Now I remember like it was a big my sister loved that show as well, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I like and I think then he was very good in Requiem for a Dream. I mean that movie's
Mhm.
tough going, but like
Oh my
he's very good
God.
in that.
Blah.
And
S to S.
yeah, and also like I'm told he's excellent in Dallas Buyers Club. I think that's the one he won the Oscar for.
Yeah.
But it was one of these movies I'm like, I must get around to watching that, and I haven't now, and I don't think I'm gonna bother.
No, you shouldn't. Yeah, he's
No.
kind of, everyone, I mean, there's the rumor mill there is like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
icky,
Yeah.
icky. Okay, so
Hmm.
that's what's occurring, and but I really like the idea of like
Yeah.
even just like punk icon, but also just like punk.
I mean, you have such potential there in terms of like punk icons, or just like a punk season you're talking about. I mean, like absolutely.
Hmm.
And I think that that's an interesting way to like theme a month around like style of
Hmm.
music or something like that, or like, yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Cool. Cool. Let's
Mhm.
do it.
Cool,
We
cool,
can do what we
cool.
want. That's the nice thing.
Absolutely.
Except, and we can say no.
We
Although
cannot, yeah. I mean, we
I
did
did
say no.
like, I know we did, but I did like Venom. But I literally like
Yes.
Morbius, Madam Web, Craven the Hunter. I was like, I'm not even gonna bother. Not gonna bother. Feel good about
Venom.
that.
Venom I enjoy. Venom 2 was terrible. I still haven't seen Venom 3. I don't know if I'm gonna bother, to be honest with you. Like, as much as I like enjoyed Venom, I enjoyed Venom despite myself. I think the whole sort of like, buddy comedy of it all, where it's him and the symbiote, kind of like having it was like
Yeah. Ha ha
unexpected for
ha.
me. Yeah. And I thought that was fun. But like for me, all of that, like none of the Spider-Man villains make sense without the context of Spider-Man, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So like I can't remember who it is. I don't know what circumstances, but like there's another sort of company who like doesn't have the rights to Batman, but is thinking about making like a Bane movie or something. And I'm just like, motherfuckers, Do you
Yeah.
not learn? Like these characters have no cachet without the big draw is Batman, you know? If
Yeah.
you don't, but anyway. What do I know? I'm not a movie maker
Yet.
yet. Oh no, screw
Yet.
that. It seems like a
All
lot
right.
of work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So, do you have any
I do not.
other? Okay.
I have like a maybe a one or two Andes down with the streets brewing, but I have just been busy recently and I haven't really had time to like work them up. So they'll be forthcoming in a few weeks.
Okay. I'm waiting. So,
I
get
I
on
think
it.
it's gonna have I'm gonna have to like explain the whole premise again. It's been so long. It's fine.
Okay.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Okay, so welcome everyone to Wet Hot American Summer. Came out in 2001,
Yeah.
starring everyone that we love.
Yeah.
Um,
And right, and so you hadn't seen this movie before or hadn't even heard of this movie before, correct?
I thought I hadn't, and then I watched it and I was like, no, this feels familiar, but I
Okay.
want to say that I might have I it's like you're like I haven't seen that and then you watch something and you're like I've totally seen that at
Yes.
some
I
point. I don't
yeah.
remember when. And I think I tried to watch their like 25th anniversary
Yes, they did like on Netflix it was like 20th that or something like that, your 20th
yeah,
anniversary or something. Yeah.
but I think I like got 5 minutes into it and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't really remember. So,
Okay.
uh I just okay.
Hmm.
I know so MTV had the show called The State.
Yes. And yes, yes. And loads of the guys from the state are on
The
this.
State, like basically almost the entire cast is
Yes.
in this movie, and so like nothing makes me happier. So this movie could have been about anything,
Yes.
and I would have been like so excited because I love them all so much.
Yes.
Like The State is still like one of the funny. I don't know if you guys had it.
Not really. Like I am aware of it, but I don't know that I've seen an episode of it. I think I might have seen some like clips on YouTube in later years, but it's not. I
Yes.
don't think it's one. It was one that made it over here. Certainly not to my knowledge.
I still have my VHS copy of it.
Yeah.
And it's like you can get on YouTube and see certain episodes. They're really grainy. It's like watching like the Shoes video.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So, but if you get a chance, you guys, they're so fucking funny, and they all went on to be in so many things and do so many things. And um, yeah, like it's kind of for me, like In Living Color was a game changer for our entire culture.
Yeah.
And then also for me, like The State was kind of like my launching into, I think honestly, it was like what I thought was actually funny, as opposed to like, what other people, what my friends were watching or what my parents were watching. Like I saw that and I was like, this is made for me.
I don't think I knew it was
Um,
MTV. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
And it's
That's
like
fascinating.
they've written it out of like their general history, but like for
Yeah.
comedy, it was such a big deal. So MTV, write that shit back in.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Um, so yeah, I was just like, oh my God, The State. And then I could, make all the state references about
'Cause, like,
pudding and
yeah.
porcupine
Oh, okay. Okay. So
racetracks.
no,
A car can be blue.
that means nothing to me.
Get a monkey and torture the hell out of it.
But like I know a lot of these guys. Like I know that Thomas Lennon and I know and I know obviously I know Ken Marino, Michael Showalter, David Wayne, things like that. Michael Ian Black I
Yep.
know as well because they've been in tons
Yep.
of comedy stuff that I've
Yes.
seen.
Yes.
So there are tons of those people who I'm well aware of. I just didn't know them. I didn't know that. I think it was one of these things. I was like, I needed to track this down. There's also like a sketch comedy show that like Stephen Colbert was in that I often thought I should track down. I don't know if
I
that
know what
sounds
you're talking
familiar.
about. Yeah, I
And
don't remember
never
what
got
it's
round to it.
called. Yeah, but I remember seeing like the cast photo and I was like, he was so young.
Yeah,
I mean, he still looks young, but like, baby Stephen Colbert. And he looks so straight, right? And you're just like, it makes me so happy that dudes that look so straight, not as in like gay or straight, but just like a
No,
straight edge
or he's
could
like a
like
straight man, as in like a comedy
yes,
straight man. Yes, yes,
yes, like he could be an FBI
sure.
agent, but he's doing, sketch comedy or whatever, or improv,
Yes, no, I think
so
that's great, and I think that that's like such a beautiful like subversion in terms of
like
like
Phil
seeing something like that.
Hartman.
Yeah,
Yeah, yep, yep.
no,
So
absolutely.
yeah, 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 yeah.
This the show was called Exit 57, by the way, for anybody who's
Okay,
curious, which is only on for one season, but it was
okay.
I think one of the places he got was like early sort of starts. Um, okay, so do
Oh,
you want to do a quick synopsis of
yes,
the movie for
yes.
everybody?
So it's set on the last day of camp in the hot summer of 1981. A
Hmm.
group of counselors try to complete their unfinished business before the day ends. So it's almost like less than 24 hours.
But like it just like completely fucks with time in this movie. Like
Absolutely.
there's a big montage sequence. There's a time comes up. There's a massive montage sequence, and then
I
like that would
My favorite
take
thing.
days, and then like
Yes.
the time pops up again. It's like 20 minutes later. It's
It
amazing.
was like, oh yeah, it's always fun to go to town for an hour. I want
Yeah,
to
that
come back to
rocks.
that because well, we can talk about it now.
We
So
can.
like there like Beth is the camp director,
Yeah,
and she is played by Janine Garofalo, who's like she plays it very well.
she does.
She plays everything very well, but she's like in the camp truck, and she's like, "Gotta go to town." Someone's like, "Can you get me like?" I'm not gonna go there, but she was like, "My husband's coming into town. Can you get me some lube?"
Yeah,
And then everyone else is like, "Beth's going to town," and they hop in the back of her truck. And then they're like going, into town, and then things start to just like go wrong, and like they start like punching people and stealing their money, and then like doing crack, and then like heroin, and they're in like a trap house, all of them like strung out, and, like smoking cigarettes and dying, and then like they're back in the truck and like go back to camp. They're like, "Yeah, that was fun," and just like this is what I love about this movie is
yeah.
like how we have like the scary movies that are making fun of the scary movies that came out that year or whatever. Like this movie is making fun of Caddyshack, Meatballs, like, any of those movies that just have this um I don't know if you ever saw Meatballs. It's another like it's a movie
I'm
about
aware of
camp
it.
counselors.
Hmm.
Yeah, super funny. The end of the movie, I think they like it might even be Bill Murray, I can't remember. But they like
I think it is.
they
Mm.
prank the camp lead, and they move his entire bedroom onto like one of those like pontoon boat things, and like set him adrift in the lake, and he wakes up in the middle of the lake when his alarm goes off, like walks off and like falls in the lake. It's like so funny. Anyways, so they're making fun of all of those movies and also like putting their own spin on it. Like, why would you put in a crack montage,
Yeah.
right? Because they could, and they did what they wanted to do with this, which I
Like
enjoyed.
I think that it's interesting because I was like I was wondering how you feel about this. I thought it was would be your sense of humor, like because it is like a very kind of like poorly rated movie. Like a lot of
Yeah,
people do not like it, and I'm like,
yeah,
it's so great. Like I really enjoy it all the way through. It's exactly the sort of like it's like it is absurd and it's silly and it's loose, but I think like that's that's the whole thing. That's the whole movie. And like I guess if you don't like that, you're not going to get on with it. But I think that they never kind of waver from that kind of silliness, and like kind of like how like everything's ridiculous, Like,
yeah.
we will get into more like specifics, but like, the kids going whitewater rafting and there's an emergency and them all freaking out about it. And it keeps cutting back to these kids in exactly the same position. Like, I mean, like hours pass. And these kids are just about to go for this whitewater
Right.
rapids, and
Okay.
like they have to track this guy down. It takes a long time. They get him there. They get him into the river, and he manages to save them all. It's
And it's like
gloriously silly.
such a stupid reason for why the guy isn't even like with the kids is
Yeah.
because he's running. I can't like so it I it's so dumb I can't even explain it. You
Yes.
just have to see it. And maybe you'll think but I did like I read some reviews, and this is a very divisive movie. Like some people are just
Yeah.
like, it is not funny at all. But yeah, it's like so I was reading a little bit about like, you know, it is an homage. Meatballs, Little Darlings, Sleepaway Camp, Indian Summer, Nashville, Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
Like all of those movies, he was like, I wanted to,
Dazed and Confused, it feels like it shares a lot in because because
I
we've
thought so
watched it
too.
recently, it was like, oh, there's so much, it has so much in common with that movie.
Totally,
Like, but
totally.
obviously, Dazed and Confused is yeah, a drama, but like, this is not at all.
No. And like
Okay,
even so like the very beginning of the movie where like, you know, they set the stage and it's like all these kids in one bunk room and obviously like the boys have snuck into the girls' bunk room. They're like, "Oh, it's getting light. We got to get out of here." And they're
yeah,
all like sneaking. And then they walk past like two or three counselors that are just like sitting on
they're
the
like,
porch,
stop, go to bed, you shouldn't be out here.
smoking cigarettes and just being like, I don't even think they even said that. I just think the kids walked by and they completely
Yeah.
ignored them. And I was like, "Oh, this is this is what I'm in for, right?"
It rocks. No, they do. They deadpan at one point because June Garofalo's character is just in a very quiet voice, like goes, "No, you shouldn't be out here,"
Yeah.
at a very low volume while, like you said,
Yeah.
he's smoking a cigarette. It's great. Okay. So, director of this movie is one of the people from the state, David Wayne, who is, like not only is he known from the state, he's also directed a number of different kind of feature films and kind of written them as well. I mean, he's also like just a comedy guy who has been both acted and like been involved with like the TV productions and also like sketch comedy online, things like that. Um, He's probably best known for directing Role Models. That was probably his biggest film. That film's
Mhm.
nearly 20 years old. So
Ah,
upsetting. So yeah. Which is a good movie. It's a fun movie, but he's got a load of others under his belt,
is that
including
the
this
one with
one.
Paul Rudd?
Yeah, Paul Rudd and
Farva? Not Farva.
Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott. No, that with Fogel, sorry.
Wait,
From
what?
I
Oh
think
yes,
Fogel
yes,
was
yes, yes,
that
yes,
played the kid. Okay, sorry.
yes, 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 yes. Um,
Harkening back to Superbad.
yeah.
I don't remember his actor
Chris
name, but everybody
Christopher
remembers
Christopher Mintz
McLovin.
Platts. Yeah, Chris,
Yes,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
McLovin.
And he's also in and I kind of knew about this because like he appears on podcasts and things like that. So him and Ken
Yes,
Marino and some others are in a band called the Middle-Aged Dad Jam Band that they
I've heard of
formed
them.
over the pandemic. And I've seen videos of them doing stuff. They're very funny. They get a lot of comedians to like sing with them and stuff. They're great.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
It makes
David
me so
Wayne.
happy. Yeah. Okay, so he and Michael Showalter wrote the script for this. They also collaborated. So they had the anniversary movie, and then they actually, I think this became a TV show that ran for
Yes.
like
Well,
many seasons.
wait, this movie?
Yeah, they
You
made a
know,
TV show.
no, so the TV show was like the TV
Was it
show was
before
what
or
pumped.
after?
No, it was way after, but
That's what I
it was
thought.
like nearly like 15 years later for Netflix. It was what inspired me to watch the original movie in the first place. Was that Netflix were
Okay,
doing the revival, and it's like, let me watch this original movie, see if it's
got
for
it.
me. I really enjoyed it, and then watched the Netflix show, which was pretty good too. I remember enjoying it as well.
Okay, okay. So Michael Showalter also directed The Big Sick. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh
If you
yes.
haven't, I highly
Hmm.
recommend it. I love that movie. Um, so so they based this off
Hmm.
of experiences that David Wayne had. So he went to Jewish camps, particularly it's called Camp Wise in Clarendon Township, Ohio, and Camp Moden in Canaan, Maine. Showalter also drew on his experiences that he had in the Berkshires in Massachusetts. Like the Berkshires are, it's highfalutin up there. Um,
Yes.
so during one scene, the counselors take a trip into Waterville, Maine, which is not far from camp. It's yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's just it's a sleepaway camp. And I was wondering, um, okay, we have a question for you after I give you
Okay.
this fact. But so basically, this was also like an homage to that concept of like a 24-hour story.
Hmm.
So, like Dazed and Confused was like a,
Sure. Yes, that
24.
makes sense.
That's
Hmm.
exactly what this was. But again, they played with time and we're in a crack house for 4 days,
Sure.
but it was only an hour. Um, so lots of different characters, similar to Dazed and Confused. So yeah, they really pulled a lot from the movies of that era.
Yeah.
Um, do you guys have sleepaway camps? Is that like a
N
thing? Like
not
or
really. No, for like summers especially.
hmm
I would say no. I would say that's a very kind of American thing. I would say probably what we would have, our equivalent would be like summer schemes, which would be local. So
oh,
basically, if you were at a summer scheme, essentially, basically they would run all the way over the summer, over, summer break, summer for the kids to go during the day whenever the adults were working, but you would still go home and stay at home in the evenings. So I think I don't. It's possible they exist in some capacity, but not that I'm aware of.
that's interesting. I wonder if it's like, because I know the Brit I keep thinking about like maybe it's because it's America's 250th birthday, but like I keep thinking about the British influence that we have here, and
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to figure out like where the concept of summer camp came from. Because like I know the British have boarding schools,
Yes.
but I think that in the summer they don't, right? So this must be, I just am curious where this came from.
It,
But you spend like 3 months, and I have friends that went to sleepaway camp, and they're anywhere from like 2 weeks, a week to 3 months, essentially. And you would just go away for the whole summer and swim and stay in a cabin and learn archery and macrame and have crushes
sure.
um
All that good stuff.
and I have friends that were counselors also. So would be like, okay, they hired me again this summer. I'm going to be gone for 3 months and so you get free housing and
It was one of the things because like it was something like I have friends who did it,
mhm.
and I was hoping to join them the year after I went to North Carolina for 6 months. And my hope was that I would be able to stay on and do that. But basically, the only way of me like joining them was to fly back home first, and it was just prohibitively expensive for me at that time, which was a
Yeah.
shame. But I would have loved to have, because I think it would have been a good experience. But so just I've done a quick search and there definitely are. It looks like they're mostly mainland UK, but they definitely do exist. I just don't think they're maybe not as common. Like it seems like they're very common in the US. Like it's
Mhm.
just something that basically all kids do. And I don't know if that's true over here.
Yeah. And like also there's like adult and family camps. So
Hmm.
like if anyone's seen Dirty Dancing, that's the concept where like you go with your family and stay in a cabin and like that's your I think it's an East Coast thing for sure.
We definitely there's an organization called Center Parks over here that does that sort of thing.
Okay. So um we never did that ever, and the concept of doing that like with my family and having to be like forced into a new community and like
Yeah.
go to dinners and watch it sounds like being on a cruise ship kind of, which was like my least favorite week of my life.
I that's
So,
I'm starting to remember because like it had not occurred to me because this was not a holiday I've thought about for a long time, but there was like a thing called Butlins, and there was I think it had multiple sites, and it was essentially that. So it was like you would pay for accommodation there, and your whole week would be set up, and there'd be activities. You could go swimming, you could go to the movies, things like that. In fact, one of our movies that's coming up in the next couple of weeks, I have a story based around that from that, but
ooh,
I'll save it to the end. I'm just teasing it.
okay.
So they did exist, but I remember them being shit and being like, this is, I mean, like it was cool that those arcades and stuff for like a day or two, but after a while you were like, yeah, this kind of blows.
Yeah.
Um,
I yeah, not for me. I'd rather like I don't know, do
uh,
anything else.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think there's something that's kind of dying out, like Center Parks, like I guess kind of replaces it, but it's more about getting in touch with nature and like living out, like outdoor activities and stuff. Whereas I think these old ones weren't as much, and I think that's appealing to people. They're all kind of beside or in forests as well.
Hmm.
Okay. Shall we get on to our music, the music for this movie,
Yes.
um, which was done by Craig Wedren and Theodore Shapiro, who worked together on the music for this film. They've done a number of things together, like Yellow Jackets, the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
They
I
also
haven't watched
continue.
the latest one, but I really enjoyed
I'm
that
told
show.
that like the guy loved season one, and I'm told that that show kind of really dropped off in a major way.
That
I'm told the most recent season was terrible, so I think I'm
that's what
happy
I
just make it at one
yeah.
and done.
Yeah.
Um,
I heard the same thing and did the same thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like the same way I started watching season two of Fallout there recently, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember like not loving season one of this show, so I think I'm just gonna pass. You know.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, sorry, I'm digressing. They also did the Wet Hot American Summer TV show as well. Um, both of them have worked a lot individually. I would say Theodore Shapiro's career is probably more notable in terms of what we're interested in.
Hmm.
He's worked on films like Devil Wears Prada, Tropic Thunder, and Ghostbusters.
Ooh.
Yeah, so busy, busy, busy.
Also, like with Ghostbusters, I'm sure, well, I don't know which ones, but the newer ones, they definitely like paid the homage to the Ghostbusters theme song, which I appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it's the best part of that whole thing. I mean, and there's so many good parts to all the Ghostbusters. I'm just like so excited that they exist, but like the song is epic.
Yes, it's pretty great. The core song is fantastic. Um, so moving on. To important business, talking about the film itself. A few things I wanted to talk about, which was Paul Rudd's character
Can
Andy.
we can we just talk about Paul Rudd for the rest of the time?
He's just so fucking incredible. He's just such an amazing piece of shit.
He's such an he's like just but it's not even he's playing it so over the top,
Yes.
like rolling his eyes, but like he's rolling his whole body with his eyes and
Oh,
like just like when he doesn't want to do something, he's like throwing his body around like he's like throwing a tantrum and he's like
gee.
4 years old.
Whenever he like in the canteen eating his food and then just like swipes it onto the he's
Yes.
such a piece of shit. And then
Or
he's
his
forced to pick it up and he makes such a meal out of it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And it's
Uh
like but they like show him like picking up the food and for like I don't know, at least 3 minutes of him
yeah.
just like throwing a hissy fit with it only with his body.
So good.
My
Um, I-
favorite part of his character was he's out on the dock watching the kids like drive speedboats around.
yeah.
And Catherine, or not Catherine,
Uh,
Elizabeth Banks
thanks. Uh-huh.
makes an appearance and she's like, what? And he's like writing in his book and she's like, what you doing? And he's like, writing in my journal.
Yeah.
And she's like, I think you mean journal. And he's like, Don't even, man. Like, yeah, I can't share my feelings with you. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But like, my journal,
Oh, he's the worst.
everything he does, it's the worst.
And like
And then
whenever
like
like with two
making
kids.
out.
Oh yeah,
Ugh.
how he makes out is incredible. Oh, it's so funny. And like yeah, I think that is the seeds of why Paul Rudd is an absolute comic genius. I think, and if they were not before this, born here,
Yes,
like he's just
yes,
fucking sensational. I
yes,
remember like David Wayne. Hearing David Wayne talk and like at first because I didn't really know Paul, he was kind of a new addition, and like whenever they were like filming his scenes, they were like, we're not sure about this guy, but when they saw him, the dailies, they were like, holy shit, he's incredible, what a find.
yeah,
But like even so the his girlfriend as such, I mean like as such, who he treats fucking terribly.
yes,
So all she wants to do is Katie is her name. So all he wants to do is she wants to spend the day with him because it's their last day together. And he's being such an asshole about it. I think one of the bits that I laughed hardest was whenever she was like, "Can we not just spend the day together?" And he just kind of like stops kissing her, pushes her, and goes, "Fuck you, dyke," and to his girlfriend. Then she's like, "Look, maybe I'll see you later, and we'll talk, fine, whatever," and just kind of walks away. and spins around a pole while giving her the finger behind his back as he's leaving. I'm like, oh man, he's the absolute pits. So that brings me to this question. So,
Mm.
Tommy from Miller's Crossing was my old example of how to talk to women, right?
Yes.
And I
Yes.
ran that by you, and we got a negative in that. Should Andy be my new example in how I?
I had this thought, I'm like, if Andy had to play, if he could just like pretend to be a character in this movie, would he play the character with the same name?
I like I would want like I would if it was actually playing a character I would fucking love to play, but like I couldn't
Yeah.
actually talk to somebody like
No,
that in
no,
real
no,
life,
no. Yeah. But like if
So
someone was like, "Hey, there's this part in this movie. Your name is Andy, and this is the character," you'd be like, "Okay,
yeah,
no
yeah.
problem." Okay, yeah. Uh, it's Paul Rudd.
He's the best. But like at the same time, and again, why I think there's an embarrassment of riches in this movie
I
is
love
that
that
there's
term.
so many like little subplots that I love. Molly Shannon subplot where
Yeah.
she's got
She
like
doesn't she doesn't even talk to the rest of the cast until like the very, very end of the
no.
movie.
And
She's
it's
just
just her going through her marriage crisis with the youngest kids in the camp, and they're like counseling her through it. It's brilliant. It's so well done.
yeah.
And it culminates in her husband coming back to her and her standing up to him, and it's fucking amazing. It's so good. Um, Also, I think Gene subplots, so the cook for the camp, like
Yes.
him kind of like going through his
So
trauma from
that's
Vietnam.
Christopher Maloney
Yeah.
from
He's
whatever that
like
TV
CSI or
show.
like Law
CSI,
and
yeah.
Order or something. Yeah.
Something in that, but like if you Google he's from like he went to Vietnam. He's talking to like a tin can and like he's a little nutty
Yes.
and has all these non sequiturs and everyone's terrified of him except for Beth, who's just like fucking Gene, like rolling her eyes at everything he does. Um,
He's also like he's ripped and he's huge as well.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
he's a scary looking dude, but he's another one, and I see him in this, and like I know that he then got locked into like Law and Order. I think it was Law and
hmm
Order for like years, and like fair play to him, working actor for many years. It's tough to
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Um,
But we
but
miss your
like
comedy, bro.
I was like, yeah, I was like, I wish he'd had like a much richer. He's so funny, like he's
Yes.
so good. Like all of his stuff is so like whenever like he starts saying weird shit and people keep catching him, and he's like, what? No, I didn't say
Yeah.
that.
No, it isn't
Uh,
that.
or like when he starts having the conversation with a can of vegetables, and it's just like this rocks. Like his outro where he's like getting into a car with his wife and he's got this big billowy shirt on and these sunglasses and he just takes the sunglasses down and he kind of looks at the can of vegetables. Like it's amazing. So good.
Um, I also want to talk about Bradley Cooper
Hmm.
and Amy Poehler, who are
Yes.
also in this, and they are playing the theater directors. And like their subplot about like, well, he's in love with another camp member, but they're also trying to get like something from what is it, Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat, or is it what's Day by
Oh, I
Day and Day
can't
by Day, Day by Day,
remember. Oh, I'm looking it up.
Godspell, Godspell.
That's okay.
I think it's Godspell.
You're
Anyways,
right.
the
You're right.
two of them are just like, this has to be like they played like theater camp counselors so well that
Yeah, they do.
taking it too seriously. And this is also Bradley Cooper's first film role
Oh,
ever.
wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Like, we kind of had an early cover role with this one. We had an early, oh no, why have I forgotten his name? Dazed and Confused. My favorite
Oh,
from it. Matthew
Matthew McConaughey.
McConaughey. I always
Yeah.
think of those two in a similar way. I think they were different
Yeah.
vibes, but they're very similar in my head. Um, yeah, I think that like when um, I knew I was in for a good time with this film when the opening credits started, and it's just like a kind of them kind of playing like music at late night at one of the camp, and like one of the shots they keep cutting back to is like um Amy Poehler's character trying to like kiss Bradley Cooper's character, and he's just kind of moving his head away. It's perfect. It just sums up the kind of
Uh,
nature of the comedy you're going to be
yes.
getting. It's like, oh, this
Also,
rocks.
like Bradley Cooper was hilarious
Yes.
and like he was so funny in The Hangover. So
Yep.
like, and I know, he's gone on to more serious acting
He
roles, but
has.
like I know comedy is harder to play than anything else,
Yes.
except for this movie sounds like it was so fun to play in this movie than anything else. We'll get to that, but like come back to us in comedy, Bradley.
Yeah,
Um,
please.
yeah, there were just so many people that have gone on. Uh, I love H. John Benjamin
Yes.
actually played the can of mixed
Yes.
vegetables. Yeah, everybody was in this, and it was very good.
It really was.
Michael Showalter's character, so he plays like, the guy that's trying to get with the girl, and uh, she just kind of plays him, plays with his heart, but like
Yeah.
an hour ago, I loved you, but that since that hour has passed, I've realized that I really want to have sex with Andy and like like
But
that.
you're nice, but his body's like crafted from marble.
Yes,
And it's like he's in good shape, but like what a description. Like it's
I
insane.
know, I know. But it's also like Paul Rudd, who at the no, he looked like Paul Rudd, like wearing something that looked like Bruce Springsteen. I think he even had a hanky in the back pocket. Anyways, not to say that that's not a good look.
No, not at all.
So yeah, just like if for any reason to see this movie, it's just to see all of these people like grace the screen together
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
not
It's
together, depending. But yeah.
uh,
So
mhm.
do you want to know some fun things
Hit me,
about what happened in the back scene backyard of this movie?
please.
Okay. So uh these are so funny. This is like kind of these all hit me in a way where I'm like, I somehow the universe fucked me over and I was supposed to have been part of this, even though I was like, you know, in my early 20s.
Sure.
And it would have been perfect for this role. Anyways, okay, in 2011, Paul Rudd told Entertainment Weekly that he was literally not sure he ever got paid for this movie.
Oh wow.
He thinks that because the budget and the production staff were so incredibly small, they may have just overlooked making out a check for his salary. But it's Paul Rudd, so he's like, whatever.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah,
La
yeah,
la
yeah.
la. Moving on. Um, so the owners of Camp Tawanda, where this was filmed, I guess they were told that this is going to be a family comedy, of which it is absolutely
Oh
not.
no.
And
Uh-huh.
they were mortified when they saw the final cut of the film. But like when someone's filming a movie called Wet Hot American Summer,
Yes. I bet you they didn't tell them the title though whenever they were, asking to
yes.
use that place.
Okay, so according to co-writer and director David Wayne and co-writer Michael Showalter, here are some of the rejected titles for this movie. American Love Bunk, American Name Tags in Underwear, American Wedgie, Ankle Bites the Movie, Big American Love Wedgie, Blue Balls, Boner Camp, Boy Side slash Girl Side, Bring a Change of Underwear. Marguerite Moreau claims Paul Rudd was using Bring a Change of Underwear as the title for an autobiography.
Amazing.
Butt Camp, Cabin Pressure, Can't Home Sucks, Can't Masturbate Each Other, Fresh Grass, Hot American Wedgie. They were really into wedgies. This
Yeah.
is just a theme. Morning Wood, Postcards from the Cot. I'm not gonna read that. I'm not gonna read that.
Wow.
Slow Dance Boner. Um, Suck My
It's
Big Hard Camp, and finally Wet Hot Beds.
amazing.
I know
I
it's
can't believe there's
terrible.
something you were not prepared to say. That's amazing. Wow.
There's
I
like
think
I had to I like there's like a list of 60. I had to edit down
amazing.
there. I can't say probably more than half of those. So I guess they only had 28 days to film this entire movie.
Okay.
Feels like it.
Yeah.
Um, and it rained the whole time,
Hmm.
every day of shooting. So they shot the exterior shots when they could. A lot of times they were like under covers and under umbrellas. A lot of the scenes they had to move indoors because it was raining so hard. Um, so you'll see like they're inside and it's raining, and then they'll step outside and it'll be sunny because like they had to go back and do some reshoots. Um, it was also really cold. So like in some of the scenes you can actually see the vapor of their breath
Wow.
coming up because yeah, they shot in
Because off season, I'm guessing,
Pennsylvania.
because
Yeah,
yeah, there'd have
totally.
to
They
be.
had to not during the summer. Um when a guest oh, I was so when Bradley Cooper was on Regis and Kelly in 2010, they were like, well, who have you kissed that's an actress that has been the best kisser? Because this is what the people want to know.
Sure.
And Bradley Cooper said his favorite was Michael Ian Black, with whom he shared a love scene in this movie.
It's just so good.
Yes. Um, okay. Okay, I've got two more. So in 2007, Janine Garofalo, we need more of her. Where is
I
she? Come
agree.
back to us, Janine. Um, Said of the film, it was the best time I ever had doing a project and also the drunkest. I fell down a lot due to the wet terrain and also the heavy drinking. So I guess she swore off alcohol soon after shooting Wrapped.
Oh, really?
So
Wow.
I think most of them were drunk filming this movie, which is like almost worth a rewatch again already.
It sounds like because apparently it was like a real party scene. Apparently, again, I think it was David Wayne was talking about like how somebody who was involved with this film anyway was talking about whenever David Hyde Pierce arrived, and like he arrived, like but whatever reason he got very delayed, and he arrived quite late one night, and they were just in one of the comp rooms, like shit faced, like partying, like, and they were like, oh no,
Oh,
he's like a real actor. Oh
hi.
no, what have we
Yeah.
done? And he was just like really cool and really was keen to kind of get involved, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So this is one that I think you'll like. So professional wrestler Orange Cassidy. Have you heard of
Okay.
Orange Cassidy?
I think so, yeah. Yes, I
Okay,
have.
it's
I
also
have.
known as Freshly Squeezed.
Yes,
Orange
yes, 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 yes,
Cassidy
yes, yes. I have.
based his slacker wrestling persona on Paul Rudd's character from this
That
movie.
rocks.
Not surprisingly, his entrance theme song was Jane by Jefferson Starship, the same song that plays during this movie's opening.
Nice, 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 nice.
Isn't that great? So now you know.
I know.
Do some rewatching of that, and you can relive a little bit of Paul Rudd's Andy
Oh,
character.
aspirational, aspirational. Okay.
Also, okay, I just have a couple
Hmm.
funny, like from my notes. I don't think I've actually ever seen someone light a fart in my
Oh
life.
yeah.
So they had the talent show and they were like, here's, showing all the talents. And one of the kids like crawled on stage and like lit a fart and everyone was like, yay! Like it was a normal thing, like someone playing the flute, or something. So that was very exciting for me. Um, and I also just love the fact that like the neighbor, the David Hyde Pierce, Professor Harry Newman is a neighbor. Beth thinks he's hot. And she's like, you should come teach at the camp. And in my back of my mind, I'm like, strange man, you know, for the time he looked, like he could have kidnapped children and scurried them down into the basement. I was like, this is the era of no background checks, like just
Yeah.
asking the neighbor come out, hang out with all these children. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's nuts. Like I also find it kind of funny, kind of quite funny that his like home away from home was basically right beside a summer camp. It's like
Yes.
an interesting choice.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you.
okay.
No, I'm not alone in that then.
Yeah. Okay, so we move on to our final few weeks actions.
Yes.
All right. I think again, once again, one of the easiest two legit fits of my career. It is definitely Gene. I think both. I wasn't sure. Like I was like, I don't know who I'm going to pick for this. And then, both in the final concert, Gene has this incredible big like silk flowy shirt on, and then an even more ludicrous one in the very kind of final scene. So it's like this just kind of cements him, and also these really kind of like ludicrous kind of like sunglasses and stuff
Yes.
as well. It's just the
Yes.
best. So
Yes.
easy, Gene.
I would say I think I think Ken Marino's wig gets an honorable mention
A rock.
if such a thing does exist. And his
Yeah,
his
it's with
jean
the pockets
shorts
hanging out.
with
Yeah.
the pockets hanging out. Also, he can really sing. I didn't know that.
Yes. I think he's the
Like,
singer in that their jam band.
okay, that makes sense because he's singing, I can't remember the song, and then he's like, "Oh God!" And he just like literally just like runs his van into the tree. Do you remember
It's
that?
yeah, it's so good.
For no reason.
It's so good. It's so good.
They didn't even give it a reason. They're
No,
just
and that's
like,
no, that would work even better for me. He's just like so happy, and then he's into a tree. It's like incredible. Oh, it's so good. Unfortunately, no Andy's Animal Acting Award this week because there's no animals involved.
well, I think an honorable mention could go to Dan Marino's wig.
Okay, well, so Dan Marino gets featured in both awards.
I'm
Interesting.
sorry. It was so good.
A rare double award. Okay. So Beth, in terms of Wet
Uh-huh.
Hot American Summer, would you revisit, remember, refuse, or redo?
You know, I wrote like remember, but having this conversation with you, I think I need to revisit it. Like, I think this is something that could actually become part of our lexicon.
I think so too. Like I think it was a revisit for me. I really enjoyed rewatching it. It was just kind of what I needed. It was a tonic I needed like during
Yeah.
the week there, and I was like, this is great. And I'm like, it kind of makes me sad that it's not like a bigger movie, but like it does
Yeah.
have a bit a cult following, and there's a lot of people who really love it, you know. So, but yeah, it was great.
Sometimes I think that I worry that like we're not going to have the same opinion, and so I'll watch it like with a lazy eye of like Andy's going to hate this.
Sure.
And I think I thought you were going to hate it,
I was
and I think now that I know you really liked it, like I will. And like this is the hardest I've laughed all week.
yeah.
So, um,
I,
yeah,
I I was similarly like I was like there's a chance she won't like this, but I'm pretty sure she will. I think it's your sense of humor, and a lot of it is your sense of humor, and I was like I'm pretty
which
certain she'll
is
love it.
yeah, I think, but it's like, what is my sense of humor? It's just
Like,
like obscure.
but I think it's more that you're prepared to like you are prepared to laugh at more surreal kind of like left field odd stuff, you know. Whereas I think
Absolutely.
some people will be like this is a bit weird and then just write it off completely. Whereas I
Hmm.
think you embrace that a bit more, you know. And
Hmm.
so I think this is why and I so do I and I think that's why like I thought you would enjoy it, you know, I hoped you
Yeah.
would.
Yeah. No, okay. So yeah, I'm changing my answer from what I wrote, which is I would revisit.
Hell yeah, it's a double revisit then,
Yeah, yeah,
everybody.
yeah. Good job, Ken Marino's wig.
Hell yeah. All right, Beth, what has been bringing you joy this week?
Um,
Dun, dun,
dun, dun,
dun.
dun. I'm really having fun with our podcast. I mean
That's nice.
that's like a given, but like it's just so I really like I do like what my sister said about like I'm learning stuff. Like I'm learning stuff, and like
Yeah,
I'm I'm learning I know nothing, and like I'm like who's that guy? What? And like you're like this director. I'm like no way. And you're like and they did this, and I'm learning so much more about movies
yeah,
and
of
watching more movies, and it just makes me happy. And you know hanging out with you.
course.
Um. Also, I'm building, I just really love Legos. And I'm building, Charles and I are building this epic R2D2
Oh, nice.
Lego right now. And we're almost done. And I'm sad about it because I'm trying to buy, you know, they have like the cheaper Legos that aren't
Yes.
Legos or something else. And the pieces
Super
don't actually
blocks.
ever fit
Yeah.
together right. But they got me a little shop of horrors like Audrey 2.
Nice.
Lego off-brand Lego. And so we're gonna do that next. So it's just like a fun thing that he was like, I miss hanging out with you. Can we build a Lego together? And I was like, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, I love building Legos with my 9-year-old.
100%. I think
Yeah.
that like it's a lovely group activity. I really do. I really enjoy it. Like there's a whole freaking one of the things that I did a course on it whenever I was trying to do my current or one of the jobs I'm trying to do currently was to do like Lego therapy style course, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
It's really kind of useful, I think. Um
That sounds so fun.
yeah. I think that like it feels very structured, you know, like and it's like everybody has a role and things like that. And which don't get me wrong, it does look like fun, but like
Yeah.
yeah, it's a nice idea, I think. Um
Also,
mhm.
sorry, this is off topic, but when we come hang out, like I figured, we could do dinner out or like, but also dinner in or
Sure.
whatever. So maybe some games that we
Yeah,
could all
absolutely.
play. A couple,
Hmm.
couple of them. Okay.
That sounds nice.
Put that in
Um,
your bonnet. Do
yes,
something with
absolutely.
it. Okay, cool.
I have, yeah. Well, we can talk about this off pod, but
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Okay, so for me, it has been there's a game I picked up last year called Silk Song that it's like I think I've
I
talked about
think
this a little,
I've
but
heard. No,
I
I've
might
heard
have
of it.
I might have talked about it before. Like
Okay.
I picked it up last year. It's rock hard. I kind of hit a wall with it, but I was like I'm trying at the minute to go back and kind of complete games that I enjoyed, and I'm back on it and I'm loving it again, and I'm close to the end now. It's really difficult, like obscenely difficult, but like I think that I think I've realized that I can only do games like this every now and again because otherwise they're just stress me out too much. But like
Hmm.
the feeling of satisfaction in like doing a completing or yeah, a hard game is incredible. Like whenever you like
Hmm.
get kicked your ass kicked by a boss like 20 times in a row and then get it in the 21st try, it makes it more satisfying rather than like going, okay, I've got this figured out. I got this guy figured out first run through. It makes it all that sense of achievement is really heightened, I
Yes.
think, so
I
it's
read I
wonderful.
read an article yesterday about how um like what you learn from losing
Yes.
is you learn much more from losing than you do from winning.
Yeah.
So it's like I remember like the feeling I got when I beat Mist for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough game as
I
well.
know.
Amazing. Okay, so next week, so that was the end of our summer movie season. Next week, we're going to be starting or launching a whole new season, our Nicole Kidman season, starting with Dead Calm. If people do have any suggestions for movies for this, we've got like a kind of an outline of what we'd like to do, but
Yep.
we're going to be starting with Dead Calm. If there's any particular ones you'd like us to cover, please let us know as soon as possible. But yeah, so
I
yeah,
can
John.
do I can do a quiz probably. I can put it on Spotify. So
Yeah,
I'll list like six or seven and then
yeah.
you guys can vote if you want. And
That would be
maybe we'll
great.
listen.
Maybe if you pick stuff we really don't want to watch, we definitely won't.
Yeah, I'll like I can put in the quiz like which ones we want
Yeah,
and which ones we're actually going to pick and you can
yeah. Put
vote.
it like a smiley face beside the ones that we like, and this
Yeah.
frowny
Right.
face by the ones that we don't
Yeah.
like. But like
Yeah, yeah,
some of
yeah.
these sick bastards will just vote for the frowny
I
face
know.
ones.
The ones that we don't. So we could do reverse psychology. Ha
Yeah,
ha!
that's right. Okay, smart. Okay, we'll never let them know. All right.
I'm not
So,
gonna put a quiz up.
Can you tell everybody where they can find us?
Yes, you can find us on the internet.
Mm.
Um, always in charge of our own stuff. Not AI does not have a presence in
No foothold here.
no foothold here. So we still have a website that we made ourselves. It is movietestoftime.com. Go check it out. I added like cool movie font, so let me know what you think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, in that case, we have reached the end of this week's episode, and as always, we'd like to say goodbye to our sweaty and prepubescent fans. Bye bye. We love
Bye,
you.
bye, bye.
Bye.